Okay, so we've all been there, right? You finish this brilliant SWOT analysis, you've got your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats all mapped out. It feels super productive, you feel like you're on top of things. But then, crickets. Nothing happens. That whole analysis just ends up sitting in a folder collecting digital dust. Well, today we're going to make sure that never, ever happens to you again.
So you've done the work. Your SWOT matrix is all filled out, and you've identified all the key issues. And that is a huge accomplishment, but it always leads to that one big looming question. So, now what? You know that feeling, having all these great insights but no clear path forward? That's exactly what we are going to solve right now.
This right here is the heart of the issue. We call it the post-SWOT problem. It's that incredibly frustrating gap between having a great insight and actually taking action. Because let's be really clear about this. The analysis itself, that's not the finish line. Nope, it's just the starting block. When you finish your SWOT, you're basically at a fork in the road. On one side, you've got a theoretical SWOT. This is the land of vague ideas, zero accountability, and, let's be honest, just a whole lot of wasted time. But on the other side, you've got an actionable SWOT. This is where you create clear steps, assign owners to those steps, and get real, measurable results. That's where we want to be.
You know, here's a pretty blunt truth about it. If you do a SWOT and don't leave with clear, executable steps, you've wasted your time on theory. It really is that simple. The whole point isn't just to identify your weaknesses, it's to build a concrete plan to actually fix them.
So, how do we build that bridge from theory to action? Well, it's actually pretty simple. We're going to use a 5-step plan. Think of this as a framework you can use for every single weakness or threat you've identified, turning it from a problem on a page into a real project.
And here it is. This is the whole playbook. First, you define the problem. Then you set a clear goal. You outline the steps to get there, create a timeline, and finally you assign responsibility. That's it. Just 5 simple, repeatable steps that can turn any problem into a solid plan.
Theory is great, but let's make this real. Let's take a super common weakness that might pop up in a SWOT analysis, something like poor customer service, and let's walk it through our 5-step process together, right now.
All right, step 1. Define the problem with absolute precision. We're not going to say something vague like, customer service could be better. No, we're saying customer service is slow and complaints are high. See the difference? That specific, honest clarity is the foundation for everything that comes next. Next up, step 2, set the goal. And again, specificity is everything. Improve customer service isn't a goal, it's a wish. But improve customer response speed by 50% within 1 month, now that is a target. It's measurable, it has a deadline, and you'll know without a doubt whether you've hit it or not. Okay, so now we get to the how. In step 3, you list the actual tasks. To hit our goal, what do we really need to do? Well, we probably need to train the team. We should build a better FAQ page to cut down on repetitive questions, and maybe we should implement a faster chat system. See, these are the concrete actions that bring the plan to life.
Step 4 is where we set the timeline, because a plan without deadlines is really just a dream. By putting dates on things, you create real urgency and momentum. So team training gets done in 1 week. The new FAQ and chat system goes live in 10 days, and we review our performance metrics in 1 month. It's all locked in.
And finally, step 5, and this might be the most crucial step of all, assign responsibility. A task without an owner is a task that's probably not going to get done. So Mohammed is responsible for training, Sarah owns the FAQ content, and Ahmed is going to track performance. There is now zero ambiguity about who is doing what.
So look what we just did. By following those 5 simple steps, you have completely transformed a vague weakness from your SWOT into a powerful, actionable plan. You've literally moved from ambiguity to total accountability.
And just think about the clarity this gives you and your entire team. You now know exactly who is doing what. You know by when it will be done. You know why it's important for the business, and you know how you're going to measure success. This is how you drive real, meaningful change.
And this is the end result. You create this simple but powerful chain reaction. Your analysis creates a plan. That plan drives specific actions, and those clear, accountable actions, they deliver real results. That's the path from insight to actual impact.
So that leaves us with one final question for you. Think about the last SWOT analysis you did. Think about those weaknesses and threats you wrote down. Using this 5-step framework, what is the very first action plan you are going to build today?